Hello, I'm Craig Foster, and we are on project site 5514 Walzem Road, building number 2. We've recently completed the re-roofing on building number 1, and now we're looking at building number 2 for repair work and maintenance work. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you some things that we're going to do as far as repair work initially on this rooftop. Then we want to follow up with a maintenance program that we can come out once a year and provide basic maintenance service, okay, to help maintain the roof and extend the life of the roof. So let's take a look at a few items. First thing we have is on this parapet wall here, and extends basically the length of the building. We have a corrugated metal panel. Overall, the corrugated is in pretty good shape, but there's a few things. We have fasteners that are backing out and rusting out, and as you can see, this lap is loose and so forth. We have these small fasteners that they're loose. Matter of fact, this one is just screwing right back out. Without any type of water protection as far as neoprene washers or anything like that. So what we want to do on the corrugated is we want to remove the old fasteners, and we want to reinstall new oversized fasteners with neoprene washers and screws throughout. So we don't want to replace the panels, we want to re-secure the panels, okay, to make sure they're tight, the seams are watertight, etc. The other thing we want to do, and let's just take a look right here, is we wanted to deal with the rusting issue, and there's a little bit of rust. It is regional. It's not throughout the wall, but we want to brush these rust areas. We want to use a rust inhibitor, and then what we'd like to do is coat the wall panels with an acrylic coating to protect them from the UV, from any moisture conditions, etc., so we can really extend the life of this product for the long term. Okay, now what else we'd like to do is that the base flashing here, this base flashing is a granulated cap sheet that's put in here at the original time of the roof, and we have a counter flashing metal right here. But with this membrane here, which extends all the way up underneath this counter flashing, and there's more exposure of this around the rooftop in different areas, but this is our example. We want to brush back the gravel here, okay, and spud back to about this point here. And throughout the rooftop, in all areas where there's a base flashing, whether it's at the walls or at the curbs or wherever we have this type of condition, we want to coat this area with the acrylic white coating as well. Because at this point, this material has been exposed to UV. It's taken a little bit of coating in the past, but this is an aluminum type coating. But we want to put something on there that's going to hold up for the long term and provide complete UV protection to the membrane. And that's really critical for the extension and the extended life of what you have here. So we want to apply that anywhere there's a base flashing. Okay, so on the initial repair stage, we'll do some other things as well. Let's take a look at that. What we will do, we'll take and remove all your abandoned equipment. There's, like this is an old TV antenna. We've got old satellite dishes. We've got blocks, cinder blocks, and just miscellaneous things. We've got other trash debris. So we're going to come up and pull all this off the roof. We'll haul it away and make sure it's gone. And it doesn't cause any problems on the rooftop, whether wind blows it around, creates damage, or something gets blown off the roof, hitting, and damaging something down below, or maybe hitting somebody, as they're walking by, and if it's windy out or something like that. So just to minimize any possible accident as well. Okay, so let's take a look over here. Another thing we want to do is we want to look at all your condensate piping, which is this white piping right here. And what's very common is for this piping to break and to be cut or broken by somebody, or just by time and wind moving it around. And then what happens is the water that's coming through the condensate line out of the RTU unit falls onto the rooftop instead of getting to where it needs to go and getting off the roof. So we want to make sure we're minimizing the moisture that stays on top of the rooftop. So what we would do is we'd go ahead and fix your condensate lines as well. Okay, so we're going to take a look over here. Now, one of the common items that you have on your rooftop is what we call pitch pans. Now, these are a very important part of what's going on the roof. For every unit, practically, we have one of these pitch pans. And what they're made for is to have multiple pipes going through one penetration pocket, and then we have to fill it in with sealer. Well, over time, people come up and they do things and they try to seal up things in a lot of different ways, and what happens is they get abused and they don't get well taken care of, and they become a real a source of leaks and a real problem. So what we're going to do in the initial repair stage is to completely remove the pitch pans, okay, as necessary, and or pull all the old sealant out of the pitch pan and provide all new sealant, okay, and seal all those pipes anew. And then if we have to, we will put in a new pitch pan if that's absolutely necessary. So that's a big item that we would take care of. And then from that point forward, all you're doing is you're maintaining it once a year. You're taking a look at it. If it needs to be sealed up a little bit, if it, over time. But you're starting afresh in that particular item, which is really critical on your roof. Okay, the other thing that we're going to do initially on repair is we're going to be replacing all your pipe blocking. And here we have a gas line here, and all your other conduits. We have electrical conduits here beside us. We have obviously the condensate lines that we just looked at, and a lot of times we have gas piping. And that's always put on blocking to get it off the rooftop. And what happens over time is these blocks, they become old, brittle, they split, they even just start dry rotting, and they just start disintegrating. And we've got some issues with that over on the other side of the roof we'll look at in a moment. But what we want to do is we want to provide all new blocking, all new strapping, because this block here has come out from underneath this particular pipe, and this has come undone here. So what we want to do is provide all new blocking and new strapping throughout the rooftop to make sure all your pipes are up off the roof and in good condition. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look in a part 2 some other items for your repair work.